Hi guys, how's it going? I'm just going to talk about the final Six Nations game that's happening this weekend between Ireland and England. Just want to say, Brandon from BAS Rugby and I were meant to do a podcast. We got it recorded, and then something went wrong with the audio after we recorded it. So I'm afraid that podcast will not be uploaded this week, but we're hoping to do one next week to chat about the weekend of rugby that's coming up. Obviously, next week it will be the weekend that's just passed, but we're hoping to get past some technical difficulties and sort that out. So we'll get something out next week because we had a fun chat actually. But yeah, we'll get something next week. Anyway, on to this game. Ireland are favourites, definitely. On the run they're in, with how well they played in 2018. Grand Slam winners, beat Australia in a three-test series, beat the All Blacks in the autumn. They're on a sky-high form, and they're definitely one of the favourites for the World Cup when that comes around later in the year. England, on the other hand, obviously had a pretty poor 2018, fifth in the Six Nations, losing series in South Africa. They did a bit better against New Zealand and then beat Australia to finish off their autumn internationals. So let me talk about how I think this game is going to go. Looking at the lineups, Ireland have picked pretty much the same team that they picked to beat New Zealand. The one change, which is the most notable one, is picking Robbie Henshaw at fullback over Rob Kearney. Rob Kearney, of course, hasn't played much rugby since the win against New Zealand, so they've gone for bringing Robbie Henshaw back from injury, and he's playing at fullback, which he hasn't played for in a couple of years. Obviously, I know he's played there before and basically started his career there, but yeah, I think that's an interesting call by Joe Schmidt, so we'll see how that goes. I think Robbie Henshaw is a very direct player, so at fullback you have to come up from the line at a bit more pace than he does at inside centre, and obviously in defence he can tackle, and positionally it'll be interesting to see how he does. But the rest of the team, I think they should be very confident with. Interesting that Josh van der Fleer is at 7 over Sean O'Brien. If Sean O'Brien is needed to come off the bench, he'll definitely be an impact player for Ireland. So I think Joe Schmidt can be very confident in this team he's picked. I think it should do the job, but we'll talk about who England have picked for Saturday. Now, England have gone for a pretty interesting selection. This to me suggests it's going to be a pretty powerful performance in terms of strength power from England. They've got Bully Vunipola back at 8, got Manu Tuolangi back at 12. Manu Tuolangi playing his first game at 12 first game for England, pardon me, since 2014. First game he started for England since 2014, and the first Six Nations game he started since 2013. So 5-6 years he's not started in a wee while. I think with him there and Billy Vunipola, Mark Wilson at 6, you've got very powerful ball carriers there, which suggests to me that England are going to take Ireland on at the power game and try and beat their rush defence at the power game. Ireland, of course, will be very physical at the breakdown. They'll be very physical in defence, but if you've got players like Manu Tuolangi and Billy Vunipola, I think 80 or 90% of the time you're pretty much guaranteed they're going to make a yard or two at least when they carry the ball. And you've got other strong carriers in there, like obviously Jamie George, Kyle Sinclair, Mako Vunipola. The whole front row can carry. And you've got Mario Itoja and Mario Itoja as well, pardon me, who's a very good carrier. So I think that's definitely the way England are going to try and win this game. I think it's interesting they're still going for Elliot Daly at fullback. I still see him as more of a winger. Eddie Jones obviously has faith in him, especially with his big boot from fullback. He has attack lines well, but defensively I still have some question marks over him, so it'll be interesting to see how he does. Overall for this game, I think it's going to be a lot closer than some are suggesting it will be. I predict Ireland will win, and I think they'll win by between 1 and 6 points. I think it will be a close game. I think England will give it their all. I think they'll be pretty hard for Ireland, but I think Ireland do just have enough and will just be focused enough to get over the line and get the win. every Six Nations Ireland have had under Joe Schmidt, they normally start a bit slow, a bit rusty. Even if they do win games, they're always a wee bit slow out the blocks. So I think this one, they'll be a little bit not the sharpest, but I think they will have enough just to win it. And I think it's going to be a close game. I think it's going to be a physical game. I think it's going to be a hard game, and it will be very interesting to see. And obviously, whoever wins it will certainly set themselves up to be, at the very least, title contenders. So that's all I've got to say, guys. Hope you enjoyed this video, and hope that it is a cracking opening weekend to the Six Nations, and we all have a good time, win or lose, and hope you have a very great day, and take care.